Let's Talk Sports fans. Thanks for tuning in.
Good evening, fight fans. Welcome to another great Headkicks and Haymakers. I'm your boy Bodkins, and with me, as always, my brother from another mother, Whit. We missed last week. I was sick, so Whit said, "Hey, no Bodkins, no show." So we nonetheless we are back, baby. And Whit, UFC is finally back in front of a crowd, and it should be. And I don't want to get too much, but I hate the Apex. We all know we hate the Apex. But we're back in Atlantic City, and that means Headkicks and Haymakers back tonight. How you been, brother?
Bro, it's been a whirlwind, funny story. So you let me know, hey, I'm not feeling good. I'm like, yo, I understand. Maybe a day and a half later, all the pollen comes out in the state of Florida at one time and attaches itself to my car, which also attached itself to my hand. And I was like sneezing and coughing at work for like 3 days. So I definitely understand what's going on there, bro. So, hey, man, glad to have you back in the good spirits, man.
Yeah, we are back. Let's look back at last Saturday with really the main fight. Let's just talk about the main, and that's Thug Rose finally getting her first win as a flyweight. We know that, two-time strawweight champion. Then lost to Fiera Mignot. We'll get into Fiera Mignot here in just a little bit. But thoughts on Thug Rose getting her first win at flyweight?
Man, bro, this is one of those things where, as MMA fans, like, we know there's going to be a winner and a loser, but somebody like Rose Namajunas coming back in another, class. It's and intentionally she's in a class of all her own when it comes to some of the best females in the game. And man, she's been in some wars down there. So it was great to see her in the ring. She looked spry. She had the hands working. She was definitely ready for action. And sometimes, me and you, we watch many fighters have breaks, and then we're like, biting our fingers, wondering what's going to happen. But she definitely looked prepared and to take on the flyweight division.
Yeah, it was a nice win I was worried, like, what happens if she loses, right? Like, you're kind of in a no man's land. Do you go back to strawweight? And really, she's got the 2 wins over young Wei Li. So, like, she wins, like, 1 there, and she could fight Wei Li for the 3rd time because she has the 2 wins. So I was like, man, what does she do? And then she did get the win. She looked good, on the ground, even the stand-up. I had her winning really like 4 rounds to 1. Now she'll be a ranked flyweight. I love Rose. She's one of my favorite fighters, like female wise. I don't know how far, like, do you see her winning another title? Because I don't know how far she can go in this division, especially without Trevor Whitmore as her coach. Because, she had Trevor and Pat, her husband, and I can't stand Pat Barry. And now it's just Pat. So how far can you think Rose can go in this?
The idea is, man, she has had, I would say like a Hall of Fame career so far. It's really about the heart and how much effort she puts into it. With MMA, we never really want to count somebody out, especially when it comes to the dynamic of, you could win at any moment. 1 win could put you in the driver's seat to championship contention, and definitely, like you mentioned, with the wins over young Wei Li, this is an opportunity that she may take head on. New coach, new opposition, but sometimes for women, it's a little different. She might be starting to think about a family or slowing down, raising kids. Those things come into play like way different than with male fighters. But
yeah, and Rose has got a lot of different things. She's what's it, a philanthropist, I guess, or philanthropic.
Philanthropic. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Does a lot of different things like that. So she's such a great person, and she's been. I mean, some of the wars that she's been in. We know knocking out Joanna Jacek, who, was one of the greatest female fighters of all time, and then obviously knocking out Wei Li. So I hope that she can get back to the mountaintop, but the lady who I think is, if Valentina loses to Grasso the third time out, I would just do a legacy fight, Thug Rose and Valentina, because that would be a fun fight. Just I think Valentina would beat Rose pretty bad, but it would just be a fun fight while we can, because we may not ever have a chance to get it.
I feel you on that one, bro. That's really like one of those, we wouldn't want to have it in the Apex, no, but we would want to see it. We would want the girls to go out there, the ladies to go out there and perform, because, like you said, Joanna Jacek and Rose Thug Namajunas, those are two names synonymous in the sport with winning and championships. And I could see them putting something like that on, and maybe even both women putting the gloves on the mat after it's over. And,
it could very well possibly be. Yeah. I could very see both see that. They've both been in the game a long time. So speaking of flyweight women in the main event, we got I said live in Atlantic City, and this lady that's lining up this card. I do think she could be. I think she's going to be a future flyweight women's champion, and that's Erin Blanchfield. She is taking on Manuel Fierro, who just coming off that win off of Rose Namajunas the last time out. But I'm high on Erin Blanchfield. I think she could beat Grasso, and I even think she could beat Valentina. But she's got to get through a tough one today, and this is pretty much the number one contenders match. Winner gets the winner of Grasso Valentina. What's your thoughts here, Whit?
When it comes to Erin Blanchfield, man, I got a chance to watch her. I want to say in 22, and it was one of those fights where I'm like, wait a minute, is she gonna pull us off? And I'm completely in the idea of, what I'm saying, when she gets in, into the field of doing submissions, she's one of the best in this division for sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking at it now. How many? I know it's like 2. Okay, the last 3 fights.
So 3 out of her last 5 fights have been submissions.
Yeah, and I was like, wait a minute, is this gonna be an armbar? How's she gonna pull it off? And little did we know, she can like really. And when you get into that field of, okay, we're on the ground, okay, here's your knee, here's your elbow, there are lots of people who can easily be taken out that way. So Erin Blanchfield has a card up her sleeve all her own, and I like her in this fight for sure.
Yeah, she can wrestle with the best of them. I really do like Erin Blanchfield. I think she'll be able to beat in the main event. Where's my hammer at? There it is. So give me Erin Blanchfield. I really am high on her. I think she could be a future flyweight champion for sure. And then in the co-main, you got the return of Vincent Luque, who is actually ranked in the welterweight. Let me look what he's ranked. Luque is ranked number 11, and he's taken off a guy who's been, his last 2 fights have been at welterweight, none other than Mr. Highlight Reel Joaquin Buckley. Buckley trying to get into those rankings. Do we find out there's levels to this shit, or are we getting on the online Tuesday and seeing Joaquin Buckley into the rankings?
Now, if you've been around for, I know you have. I'm talking about our viewers. Shout out to everybody viewing right now. If you've been around, man, you've seen Vincent Luque do some things that, A, we didn't know he was capable of, and B, also we didn't know he was just gonna, get taken out like that. So I've seen the highs and the lows, but when it comes to the comparison between the two, I would put Luque, just based on past wars that he's had in the cage, just a little bit above Joaquin Buckley. I'm not going to take anything away from him. Once again, we all know MMA can be turned. The tables can be turned quickly. But I like Vincent Luque on this one. He's got his last fight. Let me click on this. I thought it was it was decision. Okay, it's unanimous decision. So of course, what I'm saying, he knows how to win he knows how to, get you on the ground. He knows how to get you pummeled up. He knows how to get you, score points while you're on your back. And this is one of those spots where, look, Joaquin Buckley, if he's not prepared, because Buckley's used to taking guys out off the hands, if he's not prepared, man, Vincent Luque could take him into those deep waters, bro.
Yeah, and I know it was mainly at middleweight. Buckley would wear out, but he's now fought the welterweight twice out here. I'm kind of with you. I just think Buckley's going to find out I guess Vincent Luque is now the favorite. There for a while earlier, this opened up as Buckley the favorite, but Luque is now the favorite. I like Vincent Luque to regain form here, get back on the winning ways. Give me Luque. I just think that I just think there's levels to this, and we've seen this before, just recently, where a guy's making a huge jump, and he didn't do it. I mean, Benoit Saint Denis, right? Like, he was very low at the rankings, made the jump to Dustin Poirier, and realized there's levels of this shit. Yeah. So that's just one that comes to my mind right away. But we also got to talk about the return of Mr. Christopher Weidman, the former middleweight champion. The last time out didn't go his way. Last time before that had the gruesome injury. But he makes his return against Bruno Silva. He's kind of contemplated some retirement. In fact, Dana White even said, told him last time out in the press conference, hey, he probably needs to hang it up. But in some interviews today, Weidman's like, hey, man, I feel better. I feel great. I'm ready to go. But he said the thought of retirement, because he started his career in Atlantic City, it could end in Atlantic City. But thoughts on the legendary, Chris Weidman?
Bro, once again, this is one of those ideas where you put the right words out before you said negative. You said, Chris Weidman has been through some things. He's had tough injury. He's returned from injury. He's won. Then he's lost. Then he's lost again. I like the Chris Weidman story. Everything except for having Anderson Silva break his leg.
That's not his fault. That wasn't his fault.
I don't know. But anyway, the only thing I don't like about Chris Weidman is watching, because I was watching that one, is that part about the fight with Anderson Silva. And then, of course,
it happens to him, though. Remember,
yeah, right. And it happens to him damn near the exact same way, getting his leg checked. For me, this is one in which I can say life goes full circle. Like Dana White has mentioned on many occasions, I think Chris Weidman has a future in announcing and possibly being another voice of the.
Yeah, he's got the UFC.
He's got the look, the rapport. He carries himself really well. I think that he would be great there. But somehow, some way, if he was to pull off this win against Bruno Silva, well, everybody knows, of course, and I've joked a million times, your last name is Silva. It's not going to be an easy night for you on that side. So this is one of those occasions where seriously, this could go wrong for him easily. But he says he feels great. He's going to put out a good effort. I'm looking forward to seeing him one more time in the octagon.
Yeah, I hope he kind of puts the gloves down here, but I hope he goes out on a win.
But very much Robbie Lawler. Very much Robbie Lawler.
But most of the time we know that's not how it works out. So it's usually the old dog gets put out to the pasture. And I got a bad feeling it's going to happen to Chris Weidman. Real quick, just to highlight some of these guys that I really like on this card. My guy, Nate the Train Landwehr opens. He's the main event on the prelims. He's always in some fun fights. And Lupi Godinez she's a really fun fight too. So
her name sounds fun. It's Lupi.
Yeah, Nate the Train Landwehr he's freaking awesome. I mean, his last time out, he took a L, but man, he is just always in just absolute battles where dudes are always bloodied. So Nate the Train.
We're gonna keep an eye out for that one. Shout out to everybody on the undercard on the prelims. Yeah,
he opens up the prelims, but anybody else, any other fighter kind of catch your eye with on this card?
Man, what I'm looking at right quick, and this is one of those I had to go look for it. Right before we get to Chris Weidman, this Nursultan Rizabev and Cedricus Dumas. And for me, Rizabev was one of those guys, okay, when I Googled it, he's in another promotion. He has a couple fights, but if you're looking at the record, that 35-8, if I'm not mistaken, I looked at it somewhere in between 22 and 23. He had like 4 to 5 fights, which is really stupid. But when I say stupid, I mean like nobody knew, and we have to look at it. But 35-8 at the age of 30, that's pretty good, you know. So I'm actually looking to see right now what that's going to be like. Then we got Cedricus Dumas, you know, right there, my guy. You got the French name. If you're checking it out, he's 9-1. Rookie wise, that's like you know, with Cade Cunningham playing for the Detroit Pistons or something. You know, it's not like we don't believe in him, but we still want to see more. Those last 2 fights he got W's in with unanimous decision. He got submitted one time. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was watching the Josh Emmett one on the 24th. Matter of fact, yeah, me and you was watching that one, and I was like, okay, who is this kid? He pointed out he was really good with his striking, but he's got the BJJ under his belt, so hopefully he'll also have the ground game, because the Nurse Sultan, if you know anything about that first and last name, you know he wrestled bears as a child. Okay.
No doubt. I also like Andre Petrosky's on this card, so a couple guys to watch out for. Whit, let's go ahead and jump into it. It is time for our second rendition of Headkicks and Haymakers pound for pound list. We'll start at 10 with the men's, and then we'll go up to 1. So number 10, you're number 10.
Okay, man. So first of all, let me give a quick shout out to people that I thought I would like after I made it look like twice, because we didn't do it last week. Then I looked at it again this week, and I was like, all right, let me move this one that way. So I'm gonna throw this out there, okay? Israel Adesanya, we ain't seen him in a while. He's not in the top 10. Max Holloway, love Max Holloway. He may go into the top 10 after 300. And then also we got Gaethje and Sean Strickland. I love Sean Strickland, but he just lost. Tough loss. But, you know, we'll see how.
I got you. Yeah. So you're doing guys who we've seen fight recently.
Right. Yeah. These are
I like it. I was going to ask you if that's the way you were going to do your list, because I should have done my list that way, but I didn't. So it's all good.
And one more I'm gonna throw out there. I do not have John Jones in the top 10 right now.
I got you, because he's hurt. Yeah.
Right.
It's respectable.
But as soon as he puts his foot on the mat, we gonna throw him in there. All right.
Okay.
But anyway,
go ahead and give me your number 10. I'm gonna change mine up. I'm gonna change my list up then real quick, because
okay, I got you. Yeah, I threw a little wrench in there. All right.
Yeah.
Number 10, easily number 10 for me, is my guy Pantoja. All right. Let's look at it. You know, December, he's got 2 fights in 2023. You know, he beat Roy Val. You know, he beat Moreno. You know, he submitted Perez in 22. Those 3 fights, to me, especially, and me and you, were really high for the Roy Val and the Moreno fights. Those 2 kind of submitted him in my top 10. And of course, you know, he's a belt carrying member of the pound for pound. So who you got at 10?
Okay. Because he has a fight already booked, that's the reason I went ahead and I got not Sean Strickland, but Max Holloway at 10, because he has a fight booked. So I did it as if they're gonna fight, if they've got fought within the last like 6 months, or got a fight booked here the next week or two. So I like Max Holloway at number 10.
Okay.
Who's your number 9?
My number 9, a new guy. Well, not necessarily new, but somebody who is newly crowned as a champion. I got your boy, Tommy Aspinall, right there, number 9. You know, heavyweight. Of course, everybody got a chance to see the Sergey Pavlovich fight, which I ain't gonna lie, I thought Sergey was going to pull it off, and he surprised the shit out of me. You know, he beat Tibera last, and then so that's 2 fights in 23. I'm kind of like, you'll see what I'm doing. I'm kind of going like these guys that have been recently in the ring and done.
Yeah.
So yeah, but Aspinall, number 9 for me.
Okay. My number 9, it's me, it's DDP.
Right. I see. I knew there was. I knew we might have missed. We might have missed up on one of them.
All right. Yeah, I got DDP. So just won the title back in January. So I got DDP at number 9.
All right.
Who's your number 8?
So we switching up on this one because I got DDP at 8. Just the same thought process. 2 fights in 23. We just seen him at the beginning of the year in 24. And really, of course, everybody knows he's not taking no losses from us seeing. He's got 3 losses on his record, but from us seeing, he's not taking any losses yet. I'm excited to see what he's got in the future. He's going to open up that doorway to what will possibly be UFC Africa. I was laughing about that because I'm like, look, they had 3 African champions and they didn't go do that. Now we got Ricketts and now we're gonna go to South Africa. But it's cool. So, but I got him at number 8 for me, man.
Okay, my number 8, the UFC lightweight has a name. Champion has a name, and his name is Charles Oliveira. So I got DuBronx at number 8. Again, he's getting ready to fight in just about 2 weeks' time.
Right. Okay. We said what? What are we on? 7?
Number 7.
7 for me is a scary character, but a hero of sorts.
Okay.
A name synonymous with winning. It's been around a long time. Unfortunately, he has taken 2 tough losses in a row. I'm going to talk about my guy, Alexander Volkanovski. Volk.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's it. You see what I'm saying? It's 2 wins in his last 2 bouts in the ring. We know he went up and for no reason.
Islam. Yeah. I'm okay with that because at one time he was number 1. I think last time we did this, he was number 1. You know what I mean?
He was number 1. So he's moved back some. We still don't know if he's gonna or when he's gonna have another fight. But in any other case, Volk is definitely.
I'm okay with that.
Volk is definitely up there with the greats and definitely a Hall of Fame worthy candidate.
So my number 7 is none other than my guy Tommy Aspinall. So I got Tom, and it sounds like they're going to be booking him a fight soon. Dana was on some podcast, I think the BBC, and said, "Yeah, we're coming to London. Leon and Tom will both be on that card." It sounds like.
Yeah, well, maybe they'll get him Curtis Blades. Maybe we can get that one or something.
Hey, who's your number 6?
All right, number 6, man. This guy, we saw him like really high up in 21 and 22. Then we saw him take a loss. And we didn't see him walking around on the beaches with tigers anymore. I think he went back to his roots of being a tough fighter. My guy is Charles DuBronx Oliveira.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to seeing him in 24 for sure.
So he fights in 2 weeks against Arman Sarukian at 300.
So he could go up if he beats Sarukian.
Yeah, or could be out the list.
All the way out.
He could be out the list.
Right.
I like it. My number 6 guy is the guy you just talked about, not DuBronx, but none other than Alex the Great Volkanovski. He is coming off 2 bad losses, but I think one was a short notice fight against Islam, and one was to Ilya Tapora, who, I mean, that, it is what it is. So number 6 is Alex. Your number 5, Whit.
My number 5, this guy became almost fictitiously scary in more than one weight division out of nowhere. And he showed up with war paint on and blew a death whistle that they told him he could no longer have in the arena because it's inciting feelings and emotions, and it makes your skin crawl. I'm talking about none other than the boogeyman himself, Alex Pierre.
You got him at 5?
Got him at 5, bro.
Wow.
2 weight divisions in a 2-year
I know. I'm surprised you don't have him higher.
No,
I feel like I got him too high now.
I'm sliding. I'll show you. You'll see who I got a little higher. But I got him
Right.
at 5. I don't get me wrong. I wanted him to lose against Izzy, but he's so good. He's so talented that he took another fight, demolished him, took another fight in another division, demolished that guy too. So you can't. I definitely breaks my top 5 this year. I think I had him at like 8 or 9. He was like mentally. He was like Shavkat for me last time. Now he's all the way up. That's somebody else I didn't put in the top 10. But Shavkat was.
I mean, he's got to win a title. I think Shavkat's got to win the title first. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But last year, how I think about Shavkat right now, I think about Alex Pierre.
I got you. My number 5 is the guy who beat Alexander Volkanovski, none other than Ilya the Matador Topuria. The guy, what he did to Alex Volkanovski to win the featherweight title earlier this year. I can't wait to see who they line up with him next, whether it's Brian Ortega, whether they're going to do the Volk rematch. But I got Ilya Topuria's number 5 for me. Who's your number 4, Whit?
Okay, so this right here is where I get a little tricky, just a little tricky, because I personally would have, and this is where I think I mixed it up from when I started, because I had this person a little higher, but I got Topuria right there.
Okay.
And once again, he took out one of the greats. You want to be great, you gotta, you want to be the best, you gotta beat the best.
Yeah.
And I think since we've done the show, I know we've talked about at least these last 3 matches where it was the knockout, the decision, and the submission, and all of them were all like, yeah, he's different, So that's why he cracked that top 5 for me.
Okay. My number 4 is the guy who just won the band. Well, I mean, didn't win it, but defended the bantamweight championship, put on a masterclass. It's Sugar Sean O'Malley. I mean, what he did to Cheeto, I mean, just whooped Cheeto's ass from bell to bell.
Yeah,
last year he could have been maybe, winning the bantamweight the way he did. The Sugar Show is just, starting to heat up. So I got Sean O'Malley at 4, but once he fights Marab, that could go down or it could go up, but we'll see.
Right.
Your number 3, Whit.
For me, number 3 is somebody who we haven't seen yet in 24, but I'm guaranteed. I'm pretty much mentally guaranteed that we will. And for me, I'm gonna go with Rocky, man. Leon on this one is y'all gotta understand where I was at that time when I was watching this fight, and they had to don't let him bully you, son. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna lose. It's so bad. And bam, lands a head kick on Kamaru, the greatest in the division ever. Usman takes him out, sends him to the shadow realm. He definitely cracked my top 3 with that one. So shout out to Leon Rocky Edwards. Can't wait to see him in 24.
Yeah, I got Leon.
Maybe against my man, what's my guy's name?
Bilal, they can't remember my name, Muhammad.
Right, Bilal, nobody knows where he's at ever, Muhammad. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I got Leon Edwards at 3 as well. I got Rocky at 3. Just coming off the win off of Colby in December. I reportedly Dana said he was asked for 3 fights and UFC 300 said yes to all of them. They couldn't get it to work. And then Bilal said that's bullshit. No, Bilal, they just didn't want you at the top of the marquee at UFC 300. So I got Leon Rocky Edwards at number 3. Who's your number 2?
All right, man. Well, you talked about him a minute ago. One of my favorite fighters to watch. Everybody knows he's a spectacle. He's going to put on a show. He's going to bring hands. He's going to bring feet. He's going to bring feints. And he's going to bring a little bit of charisma into the ring. And we just saw it the other day. I feel like I'm talking about Sugar Sean O'Malley. The guy rose from that Contender Series. I remember him being like the skinny white kid. And I'm like, oh, my God, they're going to knock that guy out. And boom, proved me wrong. And he's still proving people wrong to this day. With that one supposed loss under his belt to Cheeto after he got a nerve kicked in his foot, he couldn't stand. He's been going strong ever since. So I'm excited to see if and when they put him and Marab in the cage, if that may be his downfall, because Marab Davis really, he's gonna wrestle you, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I definitely got Sean at 2.
My number 2 is Islam Makhachev, the lightweight champion. We haven't seen him in 22, and really almost doesn't make the list because he doesn't have a fight booked. Last time he fought, I think, was October, but we'll allow it. But I got Islam at 2 as he awaits to see who's he going to fight. He's been kind of chirping at at DP and Dustin Poirier. If Gaethje wins over Max, does he get the shot? Or maybe if Max beats Gaethje, where does that happen? Plus, you got Charles and Sarukian both right there as well. So, we'll see what happens to Islam. But who's your number 1 pound for pound fighter?
All right. Well, this is this thing, man. We just go. I know we swapping and swapping on these two, because for me, I'm going to leave Islam at 1 right now. One of the most competitive, will beat everybody up. And for me, once again, it's about the consistency. So we got 3 fights in 2021, 2 in 22, 2 in 23, and I'm sure he's at least going to get 1 in 24. And
he'll get 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, he's going to get 1, maybe 2, and then 24. So I'm seeing Islam right now as one of those. Who are we going to get to do? I would love to. Don't get me wrong. It was. I think we had an unfocused Charles Oliveira the first time, because Charles Oliveira was so high on himself and in the allure of UFC that he might have underestimated him. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, now he knows the deal. Oliveira is going from the bottom back to the top again. We'll see what happens with Marab, but I definitely got Islam Makhachev at number 1. Anybody who is hanging out there in the Dagestani desert / mountain / bear camp is somebody I roll with.
My number 1's the boogeyman, Alex Pierre. I just think, like you said, I was surprised he had him so far low. But 2 division champ. He's scary. He's the main event at 300. I think we'll preview that card in 2 weeks' time. Really, I guess, 2 weeks' time. So it ain't next weekend, but the weekend after next. Just to really kind of, is he going to cement his legacy against Jamal Hill and go from there? But because I like that matchup for him. But I like Alex Pierre, man, as my number 1 pound for pound fighter.
Oh, hey, listen. For me, I had him as high as 3, I think, last week. I just slid him down just a little bit because just a little bit because I know that for some odd reason he may just creep up into like that 3, 4, 5 spot by 300, and especially we got to see Jamal Hill. We say ring rust is a mug in MMA, and this could be one of those prove it matches,
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Did you want to do the women next week?
Yeah,
all right, we'll do the women next week. We'll do the pound for pound women's next week and talk about the next card, and then the other what happens this weekend. You said I did sit down and watch Roadhouse over the weekend on Friday night. My wife hated it. I thought all the acting was horrible. It kind of stayed true, I guess, somewhat to the original. Connor had some. You see a lot of butt cheeks with Connor. Hey, what are they doing in here?
Everybody.
The acting is horrendous. But thoughts? You said you missed out on Roadhouse, but you wanted to talk about some MMA movies.
So everybody, shout out to everybody watching who's an adult. Let me tell you what happened. So I got kids, and you know how you plan shit out, like, babe, as soon as I get them to bed, I'm gonna take a shower. We're gonna watch Roadhouse. My wife does not normally watch sports movies. She watches a little bit of sports from time to time. And I decided to have maybe 20 milligrams of adult
vitamins.
Yeah, vitamins, right. And I was watching, and the movie was coming on, and I had some ice cream next to the bed, and then beep, I woke up, it was 3:00. Just that fast. And my newborn son was crying. So I knew I went to sleep, she went to sleep, everybody was out. But hey, that's what happened. But let's just think about the premise. the original movie, Patrick Swayze pulls up, old dirty bar, blind guy playing music.
Yeah, no blind guy playing music in this one.
Man, no, there wasn't one?
No.
Oh my! See, that's
we
all.
got music, but it's different bands, not the same blind guy.
I need that blind guy in this one, okay? But if it's at least true to the premise where Dalton comes in and saves the bar from bad guys of some sort.
Yeah,
okay, I'm cool with that. So in that same vein, ladies and gentlemen, today Bodkins is giving me just a little bit of space. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about some great MMA movies. Okay, there were a couple that I've seen that stand out, and they are actually way more than I thought because you can get like some of the hood movies, they're not as good, but if you've seen them, I've seen them. So we're gonna talk about them. At the top of my list, if you haven't seen it, you want to see Blood and Bone. Michael Jai White in prison, beating people up in Timberland boots. Ooh, I don't know, but you need to check that out. It just
you got Undisputed on that list. Ving Rhames and Wesley Snipes.
Undisputed, Ving Rhames and Wesley Snipes. I was thinking about that, but that's boxing.
I got you.
Undisputed 2 with Michael Jai White again is MMA though.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But in prison.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Undisputed with Ving Rhames and Wesley Snipes is.
Yeah. They're in prison too.
Yeah. Monroe.
Right. He's getting the champ. All right. Okay. Another good one that I stumbled on accident and I didn't even know was good was Warrior. Oh man,
that's a cold movie, man.
The story of two brothers.
Yeah, Tom Hardy. Tom Hardy, man.
Shout out to Tom Hardy, who actually does MMA under a pseudonym and grows a beard and looks like he just came out of a trash can when he does it. He's like, break it, Tommy, break it, and he just break your brother's arm.
Kurt Angle's in that movie.
Yeah, Kurt Angle's in that movie. Yeah. And it's one you got to watch. It's one of those touching movies. If
Nick Nolte's the drunk alcoholic father.
Yeah, shout out to Nick Nolte, who I'm talking about plays the crap out of that role.
Oh, he does. It's a good movie.
Makes me want to call my father and say screw you. Okay.
Hey, Tom Hardy could beat everybody's ass, man. That movie's so good. Yeah, that's a gangster movie.
That's a gangster one. Okay. So another one, and I saw this a while ago, and then I saw it on accident because it just came on TV. Fighting with Channing Tatum.
Terrence Howard's in that shit too.
Yeah, Terrence Howard's
the
G putting up, fighting and man, you could do it, man. Terrence Howard, that's his line. But so fighting, another good one. You can
listen here, man.
Yeah, right. There you go. That's another one. And then of course, I got two more, and then here comes the boom. Funny, right?
Yeah, Kevin James.
If you don't know that movie is actually, it's inspirational, check it out.
Kevin James wrestled in high school. Him and like Mick Foley grew up all together.
Yeah, I saw the backstory on that. I think he did Howard Stern. He did Howard Stern, and he told everybody him and Mick Foley were friends. And
even Joe Rogan even said if he really put some time in it, like Kevin James could actually, because he was he went to college to wrestle.
Joe Rogan inspires everybody. Joe Rogan brain be making everybody do shit. So. And then for me, you got to take it one more. We got to take one more. Embattled. I only saw half of it, but that is also a good one. It's about an old fighter going out on his last leg, comes back, wins a couple.
You ain't got you ain't got Kickboxer or Bloodsport.
I was gonna name the classics. Thank you.
Oh, okay. All right.
So classic wise, you gotta have Bloodsport. That's the original. I don't know if you ever seen Bolo with no shirt on. We're talking about the Japanese Chinese Bolo. That guy, awesome movie. Gotta go see Bloodsport. Kickboxer. Got to throw that in there. I know it's kickboxing.
Van Damme kills it in both those movies. Tom Poe, motherfucker.
That was let me fight you with some glass on my hand, okay?
Yeah.
that was great. That was a crazy sight when I was a kid, okay?
Yeah, I know, right?
Last but not least, Okay, if you don't know the story of the American, what is it, Kempo? Is it Kempo team fighting the
Karate Kid.
Korean? Nah, no,
Oh.
not the best of the best.
Oh shit! Yeah, best of the best. Yeah.
Best of the best, bro. Like,
Nabe! Yeah, yeah,
yeah, like listen,
yeah.
bro, like that movie was deep on many levels.
Yeah,
If
Eric
you ever
Roberts. Yeah, yeah,
if you
yeah.
ever go if you ever got time to go look back at Best of the Best, we're grown now, we're all adults. You can kind of feel it more. You know,
Best of the
you go
best.
like,
You
you
ever
want to
seen
see a
Best
fight.
of the Best 2? Best of the Best 2?
Best of the Best 2 wasn't as like passionate like one was. You know,
Yeah,
you got,
but you know the cowboy dude dies, and then they got to go. You
that's what
know,
happened too. I don't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Man.
Best of the Best 2. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
So yeah,
Uh,
if you got some time, y'all check out
Enter
those.
the Dragon. Enter the Dragon. Obviously, with Bruce Lee, you can't go wrong with it.
Man, you can never go wrong with Enter the
Yeah.
Dragon. I would like to leave your yeah,
yeah,
you can't go wrong with that. But yeah, man, those are some of my favorite MMA movies in the spirit of watching Roadhouse.
Roadhouse. Yeah, those are all way better than Roadhouse. I don't know about the one with the Michael Jai White, but
Yeah, check it out. It's fine. It's okay. It's my man. It's got Kimbo Slice in it.
oh,
In
okay,
the
okay,
bathroom,
yeah.
getting busy, but he get beat up by he get kicked by some timber. I never seen people stand still in Timberlands like that in the bathroom, but he got it. Okay, Michael.
You know what's a good one? It's a boxing movie too. I think it's called Bad to the Bone or Play It to the Bone. Antonio Banderas and Woody Harrelson. They're like two boxers.
Yeah. I think I know. I've seen piece of that.
Yeah, yeah. Those are some good ones. Anyway, what you got going on the before we get up out of here?
Right now, man, we're getting ready to put together a good old. Yeah, we got to get ready to put together an old fashioned Sweet 16 conversation. Got to figure out when Scott Kolb is gonna have some time off. Shout out to Uncle Scott. You know, out here working into his Social Security check. You know?
Scott, I'm looking right now. If you as far as upsets this week, I'd sprinkle a little money on Nate Landwehr, Nate the Train. He's at plus 155. And then I would put the over on that as well as far as rounds. And I'm just kind of looking here as far as upsets. Maybe Andre Petrosky could win and as well. I don't know. He's plus 205. And then I'm looking at the main card. I don't really see anybody on the main card that I feel like could upset somebody.
No.
Maybe Dumas. That's about it. Plus 175, Scott. So that's it. That's what I got. So hey, appreciate it, Scott. Thanks, brother.
Oh yeah. I forgot. So before we get out of here, right, ladies and gentlemen, it is my brother from another mother's birthday today. And I'm gonna tell everybody a quick story. So, my friend Jay and I, we're doing our own podcast, and we're reaching out to people about hooking up, joining them, and blah blah blah. And we get to Dan, and Dan is, we don't know the whole backstory about Dan at the time, but he's messaging Jay, and Jay he goes, "Well, isn't there another guy that with you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, tell him it's me. Like I talk, And he's like, "Yeah, well." You should, because I kind of do the hosting for our shows. And he was like, yeah, well, you should meet Barkins. I'm like, who the hell is the Barkins? Like, and we get to do the NFL draft show, and this guy jumps on, and he's loud, and he's talking over everybody. And I'm like, who is that? And just so happens to be Barkins. And lo and behold, a couple months later, a couple visitation days on the LTS show, I get a message, and it's Barkins going, hey, man, you want to talk on an MMA show? And I was like, about goddamn time. You didn't realize we needed to do something anyway. And that's what happened. So, I want to give a big birthday shout out to my bro. Shit's real when somebody sends you a Christmas card. And he sent me one with his beautiful family and his beautiful wife on it. I thought that was extra dope. I'm in for the long ride, no matter what's going on. So happy birthday, bro! It's that Aries shit. You didn't know it was happening, but my birthday's on the 13th. So
Oh shit, that's what's up, man. That's why we vibe. I appreciate it, Whit. I appreciate the kind words too. Thank you, and thanks to everybody else that throughout today is wishing me happy birthday. Whether it's Scott, whether it's Sam, all the tweets, all the Facebook messages and phone calls. So, 37. So it ain't 57, Scott. I got a couple more years until I'm there. But 37, still old enough to know better, and still young enough to might have to try it.
There you go.
So there's that. Other way, folks, I'll be back with the guys on the LTS show tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Central, 9 Eastern. Please tune in. Be a friend, tell a friend. Me and Whit will be back at the same time next Wednesday. For me and Whit, this has been another great episode of Headkicks and Haymakers. We'll holler at y'all later. I'm going to hit that outro. See y'all.
Thanks so much for joining us, and until next time, let's talk sport, friends. Thanks for watching.